Hi, in this video I'm going to have a look at some different techniques for dividing numbers. By the end of this video you should have about 3 different techniques to help you solve division problems. Let's get into them. Okay, these are the 3 examples that I'm going to use to show 3 different division techniques that you can use to try and find out the answer to some division questions. The first one, 56 divided by 8, the first technique is to know your times tables. If you know your times tables, then you can ask yourself what number multiplied by 8 gives you 56. And if you know your times tables, you will know that it is 7 times 8 gives you 56. So knowing your times tables for small divisions like this one is very, very useful to getting quick answers. The next technique I'm going to show you is using the algorithm, using it for just little numbers, no remainders. So 39 divided by 3, I'm going to do 3 into 39. I ask myself, how many times does 3 go into 3? That's just 1 time. And then I'm going to ask myself, how many times 3 goes into 9? And because 3 times 3 is 9, the answer is 3. So that means that 39 divided by 3 is 13. And again, I'm going to make sure I highlight my answer so I know where it is on my page. The last technique is called halving. And so if you can halve well, then you can actually find divisions that are quite long and quite hard. So with this one, 128 divided by 8, if I halve the 128, I get 64. And if I halve the 8, I get 4. That's going to give me the exact same answer to 128 divided by 8. And I can keep repeating that technique until it's small enough for me to just work out. So again, if I halve the 64, I get 32. And if I halve the 4, I get 2. I can keep doing this again. So half of 32 is 16. And half of 2 is 1. And finally, 16 divided by 1, I know that's just 16. So by halving both numbers, has to be both numbers, you can't just halve one of them. By halving both numbers, I can get my answer eventually. Now it's important to note that these techniques can sort of be done in your head. The first and the last one, 1 and 3, can definitely be done in your head. Question 2 does need some pen and paper, but those are just 3 division techniques. I think what I might do now is just show you a bigger version of number 2, the division algorithm. So let's have a look at that. Okay, here it is. I need to do 5,412 divided by 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the 4, then my division symbol, and then 5,412. My first question I ask myself is, how many times 4 goes into 5? Now 4 goes into 5 one time, and it has 1 left over, so I put a 1 next to the 4, making 14. Now I ask myself how many times 4 goes into 14. 4 goes into 14 3 times, and it has 2 left over because 4 times 3 is 12. And then I ask myself how many times 4 goes into 21. Now because 4 times 5 is 20, it goes into it 5 times with 1 left over. And the final question I ask myself is how many times 4 goes into 12. And 4 goes into 12 exactly 3 times. So 5,412 divided by 4 is 1,353, not 55. And we highlight the answer to show that we're done. The end.